Hello, everybody. I am not in my high energy at the moment. I am sick. I've got fever and headache, but it doesn't stop me from thinking and evolving. And whatever I say or share on my YouTube is not because I need validation about what I'm doing, but to inspire. So also, my message is for people who are open for spiritual development. Yeah. So if it don't resonate, you don't need to watch it, right? Um, See, I was thinking when you're sick, you need to admit it and fully commit to this and go through it and learn from it, from the pain, the agony. And it is always a wonderful feeling to get back to good health, and you only know what it means that everything in your body works perfectly when it don't work anymore. That's the moment when you realize how great it is when everything works, right? So we learn from it. We can learn a lot from it. And there's more to learn from it. You see, I have reflected about how it happened to me that I got sick because, you know, I was on a long streak of high energy and being healthy and able to perform every day 100%. But we are still not invulnerable, right? And I still need to make changes, and I found out what. But let me begin somewhere here. See, the following is the case. See, um, when you are consistent and have a strong routine that makes it very hard to get you out of balance, like sleep, eat, self-care stuff, life hacks, breathing techniques, whatnot, cold showers. At some point, it will be very hard to knock a routined person out of this balance. But it is still possible. And I perceived it this way, how it happened to me. And this I'm telling you to just shift your awareness on it too and analyze what happens when you get sick or attacked in some way. Well, one fundamental truth I want to share with you before we go on is this. The entry point of sickness, poison, infective things, whatever it is, the entry point is your senses. So your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your ear. This is where any kind of sickness or negativity enters your body, whether it is physical or spiritual. And this is where you need to mind what people come close to you. And yeah, in my case, see, I was just starting to read about C.G. Jung, Carl Gustav Jung's synchronicity and the archetypes. So these are two of his famous books, and I recommend them to anyone who wants to spiritually, just educate and change his life, get a better understanding about himself and everything. C.G. Jung, Synchronicity and the Archetypes. Yeah, and I was just reading about it and I start to understand the importance of time. Okay. And time, there are different ways to understand time. But what matters for us now is that Jung found out that we can, with our attitude and with our consciousness, more or less, with our vibration, being high vibrational, I think, we can warp or change time and make coincidences happen that are very unlikely to happen. So, in other words, we can let a lot of positive things happen at the same time, which is very unlikely. And we call this synchronicities, right? And this can be done by a certain mind, state of mind, so to say. But I feel like that the same thing can also be used against us, okay? So, you know, the devil can try to warp time as well and let three or four things at the same time attack us. And this is what's necessary to bring someone out of balance who is very consistent, okay? So, if you're walking on the narrow path and living a disciplined life, I'm not going into detail here what it means for me to do this, but if you feel like you're doing this, but you still at times struggle with things more than you think is right, or you still get attacked, it's all an adaptation. So, because you were suffering and not making progress, you went on that narrow path. And it improved, everything improved, you get on a higher vibration. But still, you can be attacked. And this means you still need to learn. And yeah, at the moment, I'm learning about time and about these synchronicities and how we can influence them. But what happened to me now to get to the point is that I have experienced several things at the same time. Like, I experienced something very strange when I was running through the woods. So I had a very strange experience there, but very physical and real. And then I had a experience with people that was more or less this, yeah, very intensive. And then someone else came close to me who had the same disease that I have, and he infected me. And on top of that, there was something else. Something happened that made me sleep less for 2 nights. So these things, synchronicities happening all together, and this all works together to get you on a low vibration then. Because no matter where you start in this circle of events, when you have headache and fever and you're sick, you will think very differently about the events that happen to you on a lower vibration, and you can't really stay in a positive mood. And wherever you begin to think about it, it's just bringing you down. But we learn from that. We always aim up. We always want to learn from it. And for me, I not only started to read the Carl Jung thing, what helped me to understand what happened to me with the negative synchronicities, because I think I was short before a breakthrough to learn to use these things in a positive way. But then, the devil wanted to delay it in, and then he used it against me. But the thing is, the devil does not know that we use everything to grow. And what I realized was I also got the another book, the Essene Gospel of Peace. And in my agony, when I got this book and I started reading it, it was like a divine intervention that suddenly helped me to turn this situation around again and learn something that I would otherwise not have learned. So we are using the incidents that happened to us in a way that they bring us closer to our blessings. So the devil will try to delay our breakthroughs and blessings, but we will always, we cannot level down. We cannot level down. We can only level up. And yeah, I can recommend it to you when you're walking on the narrow path already, but you feel like you need something more, you lack something, there is something still blocked, whatever it is. I recommend the Essene Gospel of Peace. It's absolutely incredible. And the thing what I also have realized when I observe the people around me is there's people watching. There is people watching and waiting for you to show weakness, to fall. And then there's also these synchronicities. Just another YouTuber just posted a video using the term people are watching whether you will crash out, you know? And the thing is, these people, they for some reason are very dependent of you. And when you're in your high energy walking around, for some reason they can't do what they want to do. And I don't know why. I mean, we just doing ourselves. We're not threatening anybody. We're just operating on our levels, right? And this seems to um, let some people not be able to do what they want to do. And this is, I understood, I promise you, when you have your understanding of love, your understanding of spirit, your understanding of synchronicities, of how things really work, you're operating on a different level than most people. And some of these people, they feel threatened by that. And these are the most dangerous. The most dangerous people for you are people who are afraid of you because they will act cowardly and watch and wait for your weakness, for your downfall. And suddenly, when you're weak, they will suddenly come close. They will suddenly start acting around and moving around you. And when you're back at your full energy level, they retreat again. And this is very strange, but it's dangerous, I say. Yeah. See, I have realized all the people who are really the most detrimental to your health are cowardly acting. Someone who, since then, since I realized that, I really like alpha males because they are so honest. If I see this person there, I know if I look in the wrong way at this person's face, he will just confront me and give me a beating, and that's fine. But there's so many cowards, there's so many people who will never confront you in a one-on-one situation, but always need to do things so backhandedly, cowardly, like snakes in the grass, and these are the dangerous ones, right? Yeah, so I told you now about the people who are watching and waiting for your downfall. I told you about the synchronicities that can be positive or negative. And I told you about the very good books, C.G. Jung and the Essene Gospel of Peace. So, what is left to say? I think not so much, right? I think that's it for now. Um, Let me think a second. So yeah, I think I can again just give a little closer look on how this thing works that For some reason, I just can't put it different. Sorry, I can't put it different. That the devil really can synchronize people of your surroundings to attack you. And this sounds very, it sounds a little bit weird, but I already told you often there is always a physical and a spiritual and a psychological view of the same phenomenon, okay? So the way we get infected is over our mouth and eyes and nose and so on. And this can be with a virus, but it can also be with an experience. So we can understand projection. We can understand these people are really sick. They are, whatever, these are DSM-5 persons. They're living a shared fantasy. But when you expose yourself too much to these things, what comes from them, just mental content, emotional content they confront you with, it gets into you. No matter how well you understand it, uh, it is a form of spiritual infection, okay? And we get sick in order to be immune. So when we get a virus, when we're through the infection, we will be immune against it for a year maybe. And the same applies to traumatic experiences that we go through and really work through it, so to say. So, what we need to do, in my opinion, to deal with this is prayer, meditation, fasting, self reflecting, and yeah, the thing is, I want to know about your opinion. Have you realized that sometimes suddenly people from your environment seem to be remote controlled and all working together in a plan, in a so to say plan, in a negative uh, synchronicity. So everybody has his part in the plan to bring you down. And this is really funny. Have you ever realized this? And I don't even want to judge the people that do this. They can have a good heart, probably. They just they just being used by some evil agenda. Yeah, man, I know it sounds a little bit weird, but it's just, we're using our brain to make sense of the world, and when things happen, they happen, right? And yeah, it's just the way I put it, and I told you in the beginning, if this message does not resonate with you, it's fine. And I know that now I'm already much more, too much into explaining things. Uh, yeah, see, I think I'll leave it at this point. I wish you a safe day and stay blessed, y'all.